What's going on, people? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I thought I would talk about um, detention centers that are being built across the country, um, and what people in these areas should realize. If you look at the maps of where their proposed detention centers are, it's in farming communities. There's a reason for that. They're they're manhandling, brutalizing, and deporting their workforce that work in these fields. So rather than completely remove all of them, they're going to keep back enough and house them in facilities, and they're going to go under the guise that it is a um, work release program for these people, and they're going to work them in these fields. My opinion, and I'm not a big fan of Jesse Ventura, the former governor of Minnesota, or his show Conspiracy Theory, because I think a lot of that was, uh, you know, Hollywood. But if you do watch season 2, episode 4, The Police State, there is a lot of information in there that you will go, holy shit, here we are. And it'll get you to, hopefully get you to thinking. Again, I try not to put too much stock into TV shows, but there is information in there that if you compare it to today, you'd say, shit, they predicted this. Um, it's sad. And one thing other is Democrats taking a victory lap over winning the seat in Texas. Um, it was a big swing and good for them. But let me tell you why, and again, my opinion, it does not matter. They don't care about who wins a seat in any state. Any state seat, they don't care. If they did, when they started losing the ones they lost last year, they would have changed course. They would have toned down their rhetoric. They would have slowed down their uh, goal to make it normal to have police swarming the streets all day long. And that's what the goal is. They don't care because they're not planning on the federal election being legitimate. Not saying they're not going to have it. I've said it before. They don't want to do that. The problem they have right now is if you watch what they're doing, they will do something, anything, and they will push it until they get the most resistance. Then they'll dial it back a little bit. They've still done this much. And the ones that got them to not do the whole thing are clapping themselves on the back like they've stopped something. And they do this over and over again as they chip away at your rights, the Constitution and the amendments to that Constitution. As they chip away at those, they try to take as much as they can. They tone it back a little bit, like they've been defeated. Everybody runs around clapping themselves on the back and shaking hands like they've won something and not realizing what they've lost. That's what they're doing. And they're going to continue to do that to the midterms. They can't just go balls to the wall right now. That's a fight they don't want to have right now. They got to get their little police force manned up and all across the country. Everywhere. And in red states. If you live in a red state and you watch this video and you're not smart enough to realize they're coming for your rights too. Look what's going on, and you're going to think, oh, they're going after those other people. For now. And we keep telling you, and you people continue to find ways to not listen. They are coming for everyone. This country you claim to love and want to defend, they are dismantling it. And you will feel it sooner rather than later, because they don't look at you the same way they look at each other. You're not them. You're just the useful idiots they need right now. And you got plenty of them still making their videos trying to justify what ICE is doing like it's a good thing, because they're the gullible ones. They're the ones that are easy to manipulate, to convince that they're looking out for you and your community when they're not. Fascists don't go after everyone at once. They go after little groups at a time, because their goal is for other groups to stand by and watch. And then eventually it's you. What Hitler was good at doing back when he was sending troops all over the place is he would send troops that might disagree with what he was doing back home to go fight in other lands, while keeping his diehard supporters in the military at home to clamp down on society. It was not a free society under Hitler. They had SS roaming the streets. People were scared to death. It was the KGB that most of us remember living with back in the 70s and 80s. People were afraid to speak for fear of being sent into a detention center, what they called a work camp. They've changed the name. It's still the same fucking thing. You think all they're going to put in those detention centers is brown people. Good luck with that. They're going to put anyone that they deem a threat in those detention centers. And somebody's going to make a stupid comment about me. You will not put me in a detention center. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Not happening. But yeah, you can't get it through their heads that eventually you're a target as well. Because when they can't find enough bodies to do the work, they're going to expand their outreach to who they're willing to detain. No one will be safe. And by that time, you won't even have the voice or the ability to go out and speak against it, because they'll have you too afraid to do so. If you're not standing up now and risking your livelihood, your life, your comforts of home, if you're not willing to risk that now, what are you going to do when they take everything away? Just bow your head as they walk by, afraid to look at them, afraid to speak out because they've taken your voice? And those clinging to the hope of a fair midterm that is trying to convince others that it's still possible, you need to stop and think, is it really? Or are you just delaying the inevitable because you're too afraid to stand out and fight now? Some of the same people I see in these forums that talk this way, I've never seen them in an event. And I've been to many. I've never seen these same people at any of them, because they're sitting at home telling everyone else what they should be doing while they don't do it, convincing you not to fight because they don't want to fight. They have all the ideas. They have all the answers. They accomplish none of it while telling everyone else what they should be doing. It's time to get out in the streets as much as you can, as often as you can, and make your voices heard. There's plenty of protests going around even now, even in this frigid weather. There is a protest tomorrow in Cooksville, Tennessee. It is an armed march put on by the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. in protest of the killing of a young black man in Cookeville, Tennessee last year. Unarmed. 31 shots to the body. 30 to the body, 1 to the head. So you can either kneel now and shut the fuck up, or you can actually get out and realize it's a fight and we're all in it together. Either that or just get the hell out of the way. Appreciate your time. Have a nice day.